Business ownership has never been hotter, but how do you do it? That's where I come in. Allow me to guide you on your journey. Welcome to Ion Franchise. This episode sponsored by SEO Samba. Empower your franchise with predictable results and AI-driven marketing. Coming up on this episode, you're working in a kitchen and you went to Harvard.
Yeah.
All right, more on that later.
Well, that's very nice. But yeah, I'm scrappy and gritty too. Yes, exactly. But it is for everyone. It makes the kitchen fun. It makes it approachable.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another fabulous episode of Ion Franchising, and I'm your host, Lance Graulich. So if you've ever listened to my podcast, you know, having been in the restaurant business, I always tell people that restaurants are the most difficult, the most hours, the craziest employees, and theft and perishable goods. But if you like the restaurant business or the food business or the entertainment business, have I got a brand for you. Jessi Walter Brelsford is the founder of Taste Buds Kitchen. Welcome, Jessi.
Lance, I'm happy to be here.
Well, I am so happy that you are here, and we're going to take a tour, essentially, of Taste Buds Kitchen. So, Jessi, how did this all come about?
Great question. So my baby is 17, as I call Taste Buds Kitchen. So 17 years ago, I started this company. So I went to Harvard. I majored in economics. I worked on Wall Street. I love business. I love all things numbers.
You're working in a kitchen and you went to Harvard.
Yep.
All right, more on that later.
More on that later. I'm also one of 23 first cousins. When I started Taste Buds Kitchen, I had 3 great-grandparents alive. So I love kids. I love the family. I love being in the kitchen. I love the memories. And at the end of the day, I love business. So to me, what started as a hobby, which was teaching kids to bake nights and weekends while working 60 hours a week, 80 hours a week on Wall Street, all of a sudden kind of doing this after a few months, clients loved it. I loved it. I said, you know, I could do this. I could develop a business. So that's how Taste Buds Kitchen was born. When I left Wall Street, I said, okay, we're doing all ages. So we do cooking classes, parties, camps, corporate events for all ages, 2 to 99. We started with just kids and baking. We went to all ages, not just sweet, but savory. So we'll do everything from pizza, pasta, cupcakes to sushi. We're doing it all from scratch. We're nut-free. We have gluten-free menus, dairy-free menus, everything under the sun. So that's kind of how it got started. I grew it that way for 5 years. Again, I didn't even really know about franchising at this point. I was just developing the business. I was passionate.
That was another question. Where did franchising come in?
I do franchise, yes. So people asked. I was in New York City. It's where our flagship kitchen was and is still located. And people would travel in, they would come, or we'd get good press, we'd be in an article, and they would reach out and say, I love this. Can you open in my market? Can you open in Denver? Can you open in San Francisco? I said, well, you know, I don't see myself doing that. And they said, well, can you teach me how to? I politely said, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I don't know. Let me build the business and I'll get back to you. So I had 120 people on this list that had asked me when I kind of had figured out the model, and I said, okay, what's next? So I looked into franchising at that point as a growth strategy. I got excited about it because I really liked partnering with like-minded individuals all across the country who were smart and like business and like to be engaged in what they're doing, but maybe don't want to follow the traditional path, right? Love kids, love food, but like you said, don't want a restaurant, terrible hours, margins can be tough, right? And want to do something fun. So that's how I decided to franchise 10 years ago. And my husband, I met him after I started Taste Buds Kitchen, but before I franchised, he is my partner in the franchise business, which is great. So he is an architect. He did commercial real estate in New York City. So he helps all of our locations through site selection, through design and construction to get everyone's kitchen open, beautiful, looks great, and hopefully under budget.
That's amazing. So what is the investment in a Taste Buds Kitchen and how much space do you need?
Yeah, so 2,000 square feet, what you're looking for. Beautiful kitchen studio. We don't sell food. It's purely event-based business. We're often in strip malls, plazas, retail centers, but we can be anywhere. We're in some standalone facilities. Don't need to be that corner prime space. I always say you don't need to be the Starbucks location. We do have a location in a former Starbucks, which is kind of funny, but generally you're looking for easy parking, easy to access, lots of great spaces, 2,000 square feet. Yeah. And the range of investment is in the current FDD item 7, 382,000 to 531,000.
And that's including franchise fee, working capital.
Exactly. Franchise fee, construction's the bulk of it, right? Leasehold improvements, but money to buy your laptop computer, money to fly in for training, money for the franchise attorney, or not a franchise, a lease attorney to review your lease. All an investment from today until you get your kitchen open.
Great. And who is it you're looking for? Who is the, if you're going to look at your top three, you have 12 locations, I think, open these days. If you're going to
Yes.
look at your top three franchisees right now, where do they come from and why are they so successful at Taste Buds Kitchen?
Yeah, it's a great question. We'll want to clone them for sure. They have such a wide background, and that's what's so great. Our franchisees are amazing. They're talented individuals, all did different things, right? Before what they have in common, really, what we look for is they're engaged. They love Taste Buds Kitchen. They're excited about building the business. They have not been to culinary school. They don't have official chef's training, and that's fine. We're really looking for an engaged business owner that wants to drive this forward. And they want to follow the system. They want to take what we've created and really follow it, put all the pieces together to make it successful.
So is this, go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say my last one, which I always say, is they're scrappy, they're hardworking, right? So they're gonna try to find a way to make it work, whether that's boots on the ground marketing or tweaking their schedule to be the great schedule. They're really putting forth their best effort to make this business as successful for them and their family as it can be.
People definitely underestimate the scrappy, hardworking folks because I tell everybody, and a lot of people talk about scrappy, hardworking, whatever their work ethic is, gritty. I hear grit a lot.
I agree. Yeah.
You have to have grit, stick-to-itiveness. It's amazing. You don't have to go to Harvard. I mean, that's what you have your franchisor for, right?
Yes, exactly. Well, that's very nice. But yeah, I'm scrappy and gritty too. Yes, exactly.
So 12 locations open, and you have how many others coming at this point?
So we have, let's see, 19. I signed my 19th agreement this morning. So
well,
we have
congrats, 19 signed.
Yes, 7 in site selection. So they're going to be, we have one coming in Seattle, one coming in Denver, 2 coming in North Carolina. We have a second location coming in Kansas City. We have one of our current franchisees doing her second in Rhode Island. So yeah, we're really excited to be growing. It's what we're trying to do. We want to open 200 locations in the next 5 years. I'd love to do that with 75 franchisees. I'd love fewer franchisees that we can train well and also give our franchisees the opportunity. I call it to develop mini empires, right? Your own TBK empire, whether you have 2 or 3 or 4 and really have a stronghold in your community. And I love scale in that way, right? You have teams and you can have area managers and really get good scale in there and obviously the profitability for multiple locations. And that's what we're trying to do.
So of the 19 signed as of now, how many of those are doing multiple locations?
Let's see, I have 3 franchisees that each have 2 locations.
Awesome.
Everyone in my onboarding pipeline that I can think of wants more, but wanted to start with 1 and grow, which I like that approach for sure.
I love it.
And I just got off the phone with someone before this who has not yet signed her franchise agreement, but definitely wants to. So that's exciting, right? Good concept when you have current owners, reinvesting and re-engaging to do their second locations.
Exactly. So let's talk about the process, the selection process. For somebody listening, how do they know if they're right for Taste Buds Kitchen? So myself being a franchise broker consultant, I can obviously introduce them. They might find you organically. And tell me about that process. I'm assuming they don't get you on the first call?
Correct. They used to. Yes. I used to do it all in-house. Yeah, they used to. So we work with Fran Devco, which is really great. So you would speak with them, and Brandon Johnson's our development director. He's awesome.
I love Brandon. Hi, Brandon.
Yes. Hi, Brandon. He's great. Who we're looking for, I'd say about half of the people that come our way are husband-wife teams. So husband-wife teams can be great, right? Divide and conquer, sharing the responsibilities. Sometimes it's one person taking the main lead, the other being a supportive spouse saying, this is right for you. Good job, honey. Sometimes it's really 50-50 and they divide based on their core competency, that one franchisee role. The other half's going to be different structures, individual, right? A lot of female owned. Right now, every franchise is owned at least in part by a woman. I love that. I'm sure it won't always be the case.
Women are much better business owners, but I pretend I didn't say that.
Yeah, we love them all. We have sisters. We have a daughter and a mother-in-law team, which is kind of unusual. So, girl pairs, husband-wife teams, and then single individuals. So structures can be different, but like I said, they're all engaged. They're all really excited about culinary entertainment. They're all really excited to be a member in their community. A lot of these individuals, our franchisees, like I said, they're hardworking, they're fabulous. They used to travel a lot for their jobs. So they weren't home, they weren't around for their kids, right? And they really want to be home. They want to do something that's fun and different and put their kind of past corporate skills to work, but doing something for themselves. So that's what I always say, franchising in general, right? But Taste Buds Kitchen, it's great to be in business for yourself, but not by yourself.
Love it. So break down some of these experiences. We can't cook for anybody and all that at the moment today, but the reality is, what is what people rave about, and why do they continue to return to Taste Buds Kitchen? So like
Yeah.
when you do corporate events or you do something for kids, talk about a couple of those different groups.
Sure. So how it works is you want to come to Taste Buds Kitchen, right? You go to our website, tastebudskitchen.com. You find a location, and on the location, you can see all the things we do. So whether it's our summer camp schedule, or our adult BYOB date night classes, our caregiver and me classes, schedules posted, easy sign up online, mobile friendly, you get a spot in the class. The other half of what we do is private events where you book the kitchen just for you. So a kid's 8th birthday party, a corporate team building event, whether it's 10 people or 30 people. These are really great times when your group takes over the kitchen, you know it's going to be yours. So in the private group side, you're picking your menu. We have a lot of great menus to pick from. You can pick the gluten-free menu. You can pick the dairy-free menu. You can pick Argentinian steakhouse, none of the above, right? We've got a lot of great menus to choose from. You come, you have a great time. We're cooking everything from scratch. We have it all set up for you, and we're teaching you tips and tricks. We're making the kitchen fun. We're making it approachable. We're not using recipes, but we do send you recipes when you sign up. So you have them in your inbox. You can make the same recipe again. But I think what I love about it more often than not is you'll always hold your knife differently, right? Or you'll always learn how to cut an onion. You'll tape away these little nuggets. And of course, you have many people that it's BYOB. So they're interested in just sipping their wine for adults. And that's great too. It's just a fun environment. So something different than going out to dinner. Good for all ages. And clients like that, right? They come like, oh my gosh, this was so much fun. We should make this, our quarterly date night. Or we have corporate events and they come every holiday season and they're picking a new menu. Or law firms are bringing their summer associates, right? And they're coming every week for July doing different menus with different groups.
I'm sure you're also shocked when you see people that have no idea where they are. Like they don't know what a kitchen is. Their kitchen is the cleanest room in the house, and their spouse has dragged them there so they could learn something. Is that fair to say?
100%. Not only spouses, sisters, friends, dates, but they leave like, I can do this, right? They come in thinking like, I don't even like to cook. I can't boil water. Like this isn't for me, but it is for everyone. It makes the kitchen fun. It makes it approachable, right? We'll teach you how to crack an egg on the table instead of the side of the bowl. So you're not as likely to get the shell stuck inside. You do get the shell in your bowl. We'll teach you how to use the shell to scoop it out. It's like a magnet instead of your finger, and it kind of chases away from your finger. So we make it fun, and I have not had anyone say it was too hard. Most everyone says, oh my gosh, this was so much more fun than I thought it was going to be. For those who aren't as excited, maybe they're not culinarily inclined coming in, not just for the chefs. Just like anyone can go out to eat, anyone can come to Taste Buds Kitchen.
So Jessi, there's a lot of boring, unsexy businesses that are moneymakers. And a lot of them will say no experience necessary, kind of like Taste Buds Kitchen. The only experience is you better be good with people, because you have to be nice and pleasant and focused on customer service. But let's talk about the money. Talk about the item 19. You mentioned the FDD, the franchise disclosure, earlier with the item 7. That's the investment. Talk about the item 19 and some of the great results that you've been having.
Sure. Yes, I love the item 19. Being an economics major, I love the numbers. I love the spreadsheet. So I wanted to be as transparent as possible because I was a new franchisor 10 years ago and I didn't have any data to share in here, right? So it's great to be able to put information in here. So we have a very robust item 19. Probably the most helpful to people is a P&L table of averages. So average AUV was 741,000 last year. This is in 2024, right? So our current FDD. NOI was 31%, 229,000.
So wait, I have to stop you. Net operating income of 31%. There are
Yes.
people out there that are just lean forward and almost fell into their device or whatever they're listening to you on because they're like, whoa, I am in,
Good.
I'm
Yes.
excited. So not only is this fun and somebody could potentially follow their passion, having, this entertainment venue, if you will. It's not a cooking school. This is entertainment and this is fun. So
Culinary entertainment, exactly.
exactly. So keep going, keep going. So net operating income of 31%, which is how
Yes.
much? 200 and
So of
something.
our AUV for last year, 229,000. Yep, and this is based on 2023, all open locations who've been open for 2 years or longer.
Yeah, those are
Yeah, they're
good.
good numbers. No, kids and cooking can be profitable, right? It can be fun. You can have a fun business that you feel good about, that you work hard at, but it has to make sense, right? And
Yeah.
that's what I love about TBK is putting all those pieces together.
Yeah, this isn't a hobby. This is definitely a business,
100%.
and
Right.
those are great numbers coming directly from the founder from Harvard. Let's talk about this, Jessi. When it
Yes.
comes to validation, so as you get somebody into the process, they're talking to Brandon and the team. Eventually, I would imagine they get to you. Talk a little bit about, do you do a meet the team day or a discovery day? Talk about the validation, the ability to speak to existing franchisees about their experience.
Yeah, so Brandon will guide you through great and basic information on Taste Buds Kitchen, disclose the FDD to you. I do CEO roundtables every other week. So I just had one this morning, which was great. I think we had 8 candidate groups on there, which was really nice. So that's just a chance to talk to me for 1 hour every other week, and we kind of do a round robin of questions. But then the really big next step is scheduling an executive call. That's one-on-one with myself and Guy, one of our partners in the franchise business. And we'll get to ask you questions. You'll get to learn more about us and really kind of high level 45, 60 minutes to make sure we're feeling like a good pair. And if all goes well, we'll invite you to meet the team day, which is in Maryland. So it's really fun. You fly in 5:30 at night, come to the kitchen, 5:30 to 6, I give a tour. We'll do an adult cooking class together so you can experience it start to finish as a client. And then the next morning, wrapping up around lunchtime, we'll spend in the kitchen. So you'll get to meet my HQ team. You'll meet with training and operations. You'll meet with Jeff, who covers facility and site selection. You'll meet with our culinary entertainment director, who's creating all the recipes and the classes. And then you'll learn more about marketing. So a great time to like meet the team, put yourself in the position of being a franchisee, kind of as a final spot check for us and for you, that it feels like a good relationship and really a good spot for you in this next step for you, yourself personally, and for your family.
And what percentage of the people that come to this discovery day, meet the team day, become franchisees?
Yeah, that's a good question. So we do have to award you. We don't
Yes.
award everyone, but usually by this time we've had enough interactions that we should be feeling really good about each other. And for those we do award, most,
Yeah.
right? Really nearly all.
That's awesome.
That's exciting. That feels really good, right? That we're doing all the right things, both us and the candidates leading up to this, to feel like we're in a really good spot to connect.
Yeah. All right. So you select your franchisee, you award, you tell them congratulations, you're approved, you're in. If you'd like to
You're
be,
awarded a franchise, exactly.
and talk about training. How does that work? How intense is that? Is there virtual training? Obviously, there's going to be in-person training.
Yes, all of the above. So it's 8 to 12 months from when you sign your franchise agreement to when you open is our estimated average.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we have stage appropriate training. We used to train you too soon on everything, and then you forgot it by the time you open. So main responsibilities in the first phase is site selection, right? So we're doing a kickoff call on your first week, getting the local broker started on site selection, sites for you to review. You're working with Jeff on this. Then we'll lead Owners Track 1. Owners Track 1, we do for everyone that signed a franchise agreement in that month. They'll come together. We did this yesterday, a 6-hour virtual training where we'll take you through business basics, facility, funding options, and we'll walk you through like our pro forma and business plan. We'll also do Marketing 1, right, which is really introducing you to how we market at Taste Buds Kitchen and some things you can start thinking about. Then you go to site selection, get through your lease. We'll do a second Owners Track. And then once you get your permit secured and you're in construction, we know you have about 4 months to go. So we're going to start training you on operations. We do both virtually and then of course in person, which we call events training, where you'll come to HQ about a month before you open. Ideally bring your general manager. They're going to be your lead instructor teaching most of the classes, that one main key employee. You guys will go through that together and then you'll go back
Do you
home.
bring wine to training too?
Wine?
Yeah.
Course,
Okay.
yes, of course. We're a
Thought
fun
about
group. We're BYOBing. So when we learn adult BYOB, and actually part of training, we jest, but it's true. The first night we attend an adult class, right?
it. I
Because we
love it.
really want people to re-get in that mind of what they're creating. So the first night after having a long day in the kitchen where you're meeting all the equipment and how it works, it's just taking a step back and taking it all in and being a client again, right? Remembering what it feels like, and then we'll put it all together. And then we come to you. So when you open, we come to you, right, to make sure that everything, your facility looks good, that you remember everything we reviewed in training, and we'll be there for your first few events so that you feel good to go.
That's awesome. Sounds fabulous. Talk about marketing. So you've trained. What is the grand opening like? What are the campaigns after the fact? Everybody that becomes a franchisee of any brand always wants to know, what are you going to do for me on marketing?
Right. How's everyone going to know about me? So we've got a really good grand opening campaign strategy. You have $10,000 spend, which is in your item 7, so all part of that. We're heavily doing digital. We have a great paid digital program and agency that we're working with, a couple different mediums that we're doing in there. And we have an excellent kind of boots on the ground community marketing playbook, and we're walking you through what you'll need to be doing on the ground. So whether it's attending camp expos or doing, a decorating table or activity at your local farmer's market, just getting out there to meet people. So especially in the beginning, spending 5 hours a week on marketing is what we want you to be doing. Really every week, having new engagements, getting out there, networking. Of course, you'll schedule your ribbon cutting with the Chamber of Commerce, have your grand opening party, things like that. But it's a pretty good marketing program from both website and digital, what we'll launch, paid advertising, and then community, local, grassroots.
Yeah, it's also from my experiences, when you have a great experience at something fun like this, word travels pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So
Great. We call
I
them
would imagine.
loyals, our loyal clients, right? It's very common to know people by name, their family by name, right? And it is a very family business where, let's say you come with your wife, right? You mentioned you were married, you guys come for a date night. And
My
then
wife and girlfriend both get along, so it's perfect.
perfect. So you bring them all. You can have a table of 3.
Same person though. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So you do that, and then you do a corporate event the next quarter, and then you bring your 8-year-old for summer camp for 2 weeks, and then you're doing a birthday party for your teenager. So it's just a life cycle, right? We're going to see you in different parts of your life with different people, part of your family, part of your colleagues. So there's always some next thing for you to do at Taste Buds Kitchen. And we've seen families grow up with us. We've had little kids started 2-year-olds and our caregiver and me, and then had their 8th birthday. And then they'll be a counselor in training in our summer camps and eventually be an instructor for us. So we've really been through the cycles. And I think that's a fun part of owning a TBK, is being a part of your community and really getting to meet people and have your kids involved, right? Most of our franchisees are parents and their kids are right there with them. They're either taking the camps or having their birthdays, or they're in the back doing dishes, all the way up to, like, we have franchisees with kids in high school, college. They may be teaching some of the classes, right? So I think that's a really fun part of this for a lot of people.
I would imagine that, even again, the top franchisees today that have been doing this the longest, the revenue streams and the opportunities are just endless. Some might be doing more corporate events, some might be doing more things that are, camps or after school type programs, whatever it might be. I mean, so it gives you the ultimate flexibility, doesn't it?
Yes, we like the revenue streams. We like to use our kitchens, right? We look at event hours as one of our KPIs, key performance indicators, and we want to know that we're using this asset we built the best that we can. So it is the best of both worlds of, kids cooking, they're making cookies, they're making pasta, it's adorable, it tastes good, you feel good, but then you're in the back thinking about, okay, how can I make more money next month, right? How can I make the schedule different? Yes, keep it fresh for my clients, but also make sure that I'm, running this business and getting the maximum out of it that I can. So I love both parts of it, right? So it fits me perfectly.
Yeah. So now that you've been a franchisor for 10 years plus,
yes.
What have you learned? Because imagine 10 years ago when you were starting, you're like, is this going to work? How is this going to work? So what are you thinking now?
Well, it's so funny. I told someone this morning, like, there's not a school for franchisors, right? So I have learned so much, so much. When I think back to 10 years ago, I've learned everything, right, about being a franchisor. I knew everything about Taste Buds Kitchen that I thought you could know. I knew how to make this work. I knew the revenue streams. But I think growing in this role, maturing in this role, developing the brand, it's been amazing for me. But you learn what does work and what doesn't work. Maybe even nothing to do with the brand, communication style, right? We now have a really good spot. We have great core values. They spoke kitchens, and all of our we hire and fire based on them. We award franchises based on them. They build teams based on them. And we're really transparent. You can probably tell that from me here. I just tell people like it is. I tell you what we're working on. I tell you where we are. If you have an idea and we don't do it, I'll tell you why we don't do it, right? But we want to really be transparent. We don't, one of our core values, the N in kitchens, is no surprises, right? We don't want to pull surprises on you. We don't want you to pull surprises on us. We tell you what we're working on. And I think I've learned a lot, and I feel like we're in a good spot, although always things to learn, right? The challenges you have when you have 5 franchises are not the same as when you have 15, as when you have 50 and beyond, right? So I'll continue to learn and grow, and we're really trying to scale this well and put the team in place. We now have 8 HQ team members, all full-time, which feels like a really good spot for having 12 kitchens open. And we're growing ahead of that, right? I want to grow the right way as best I can. And we have kind of my mentor in the space is Guy Falzerano, and he started Lightbridge Academy, which is early childhood education. He was the founder. He started it. His wife wanted to start it in their garage. They quickly learned you can't do that, but they got it up and running. He grew very quickly. He had about 70 locations and sold his business, retired, and then realized he didn't want to retire. So our franchise lawyer was his franchise lawyer. He connected us about 2 years ago, and he's been a mentor to me. That's invaluable, right? Having someone that's done this before, that's kind of your phone a friend, right? Call him. This is happening. Do you have any advice? Or we need a vendor for this, and he'll connect me with this person and this person. So that's also been really helpful for us as we grow, and me personally, just, being a franchisor that can scale and be ready for what's ahead.
That's amazing. I love hearing those stories. And Guy's got a great reputation, and
He's been great.
Sounds like a perfect relationship. So final thoughts. You've given us so much great information, and look, I'm so excited for your future and Taste Buds Kitchen.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, this has been
my pleasure. So your final thoughts, final words of wisdom for people looking at franchises, and really what you love that.
Yeah, I would say find something that you're passionate about, right? It doesn't matter what it is, but I personally want to get up each day and not have it feel like work because I like it, right? That's the first thing. And the second thing is just do it, right? If you feel like you found that thing you're passionate about, of course, calculate it, right? Run the numbers, make sure it works for your family, make sure you have the finances, that your market has viability. But you can only research so much, right? I generally just like to do my research and decide or not and move forward. So that would be kind of my thought. And get scrappy, make the decision, change your life, because you really don't know what the other side looks like. And, 17 years ago, making the choice to leave Wall Street, leave behind a good salary, a good bonus for a startup teaching kids to bake. People are like, what are you doing? It's like, I don't know, but I think this is going to work, right? I had faith in myself. I knew I could figure it out as we've gone, and kind of continue to do that every day. There's things I don't know how to do that I learn, and I love that. So that would be my advice. Find something you're passionate about, and if it makes sense, then just do it, right? Because no guarantee of tomorrow, and you just got to find something that makes you happy and works for your family.
I love it. Jessi, this is awesome. Thank you. I felt your energy the whole time.
Thank you.
Everybody else obviously does as well. Thank you for being here. Taste Buds Kitchen, and look forward to watching you and helping you grow.
Yeah, I would love, looking forward to having your help as well. Thanks, Lance.
You got it. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
If you're ready to talk about franchise opportunities, hit the link below to schedule a call. My services are free. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for listening.